Hello, everyone. Hello, Annabelle. How are you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Good week.
Awesome. Good to hear. And welcome back, everybody. And if you're new to the Board Game Chat, then a hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoy our little chat together and hope you participate as well. We always enjoy your comments. Today, we are going to talk about, what is it, Angela?
It's games that we like playing, games that we'll take off the shelf. Is that right? Like multiple times?
Right. So yeah, I made a list of the games that are played the most in my household, pretty much. So yeah, I definitely would say that they're games that I enjoy, or else they would not hit the table.
Yeah.
What about you? Is that kind of what you?
Yeah, I've taken games off the shelf that I personally will reach for if I've got the chance to choose a game.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to start? Before we start. Last week we showed you a little piece of a cover of a game. We played Guess the Cover. And what game was it, Angela?
It was Vlada Chvátil's Space Alert.
Space Alert. I thought it was Cyclops because he had
looks like Cyclops, right?
You totally confused me.
I thought people would get that because he's he's a well-known designer and people like his stuff. So
right, yeah. And stay tuned because at the end of today's chat, we're going to have another game for you guys to guess. But in the meantime, Angela, you want to get us started with the first game on your list?
Okay, I'll get it over and done with, will I? The obvious one.
Okay.
I have actually got it here.
Is it Obsession?
No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course it's Pandemic.
Of course it's Pandemic. Which Pandemic is this?
That's just the first edition, regular Pandemic, which is my favorite version. Is the standard, no expansions, just how it was meant to be played.
Just the OG.
Yeah.
Did you hear that there's a Star Wars?
Yes.
Clone Wars Pandemic coming out?
Yes, and I can't spend any money. I can't.
And I usually get every Star Wars game ever, but this one I think I'm going to pass.
Yeah, it's tough. I'll get it when it's on sale. I can afford it.
Yeah. No, for me it's just I don't like Pandemic. I don't like Pandemic.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, but you bought World of Warcraft Pandemic, and then I enjoyed it. I've only played it twice, but I bought that. So how am I going to pass on Star Wars? And the minis are so cool. They got Yoda, and they got Darth Maul, and I don't remember what else. Oh my gosh! Why
you got to get it. You got to get it. I think a lot of people will buy it just because it's Star Wars.
Right.
And who knows, it might be really good. The Pandemic games, depending on which theme you buy, they are quite different. They're not just like a reskin. Right,
true. And this is not a straight out Pandemic game. It just has the Pandemic mechanics. Because I guess the troopers or the stormtroopers or whichever is Clone Wars. So I don't even know. Oh my gosh, what a horrible Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
is it First Order? Clone Troopers? Whatever they call. Yeah. So I guess they continue to increase in amount, and they spread out just like in Pandemic. If you don't take care of them, it will be my guess, but I don't know. But Pandemic, of course.
Of course.
I don't have boxes with me, but one of the games that gets played the most here in my house is Dungeon Mayhem. And Dungeon Mayhem is just a quick D&D game. Card game where you're just trying to beat down your opponent, take them from 10 health to 0 health. Just playing cards is really simple. The iconography is very simple. It's either attack, heal, draw a card, put a shield up. It's like simple. Everybody has a different asymmetrical character that has a special a few special cards in their deck that do something different, but for the most part you're just kind of attacking, and it's plays really quick. So whenever it's like, oh, we have a little bit of time, you want to play a game, Dungeon Mayhem comes out to play.
Okay, that sounds good. I haven't played it, but I think you've mentioned that one before. I like the idea of a quick game. You can get it out and show someone how to do it, and boom.
Yeah, I think my list is going to be filled with quick games, like, because these are games that we play multiple times. I love Descent, but unfortunately, I don't get to play it very often. So
yeah, fair. I think mine are all pretty quick as well, or other than maybe one.
Okay. So what's next?
All right, next I'm going to do a party game because as I learned on the weekend, that's usually what I take to my friends' houses because they're not big gamers, but they will sit and play a party game. So I've got this one, So Clover, which I know I've mentioned before.
Yes.
If you like party games and you haven't got this one, highly, highly recommend. Always have a laugh. It's mad. It's really good fun. It's like a word recognition thing where you've got these little clover plates and you put 4 cards on with different words and you have to sort of link those words together to get someone else to guess. And it's just the way that people link words or the way that people think of words can be so different that you will always get a giggle. It's brilliant. Really, really clever. Clover.
So clever.
Really clever.
You made it work. Yeah, those word games are always fun. There's many different variations, so it's always good to hear of a good one because sometimes you don't know which one to pick up. So you guys now know. So Clover is a solid choice.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a gamer. Anyone will get it. As soon as you played around, everyone's like, "Oh, okay, that's how it goes." Yeah,
it's because So Clover makes you clever.
It does.
So next up on my list is a dungeon crawler because, of course, I have to put a dungeon crawler. If not, it wouldn't be my list, right? And this dungeon crawler was actually recommended to me by one of my viewers, and I had no idea that it existed. But somebody said, "Hey, you like this game and that other game? Try this one. I think you're gonna like it." And thank you. I really don't remember who it was, but I do want to thank you for.
Is it the one that comes in a bag? Is it that one?
No, this is called Catacombs of Karak. And Catacombs of Karak is a dungeon crawler, but it's a competitive dungeon crawler. You're just trying to collect the most gold, and you just rolling dice to kill monsters. If you kill the monster, you flip the little chit, and on the other side is your reward. It's usually a sword, or sometimes it'll be a treasure chest, which is what you're looking for, money. You always know what it is because you put your hand in. Sometimes you can see what it is, but you have to beat the monster to be able to get that treasure, that loot. And different characters have different abilities that they start with, but you can be cursed, and then you cannot use your abilities. So there's always that. Take that kind of. It plays pretty fast, depending on it's luck of when you get the final dragon tile, the monster that you have to beat at the end. But it can go fast, so it's one that I play a lot because it's really simple to teach too. So I can introduce anybody to the game, and I get to enjoy dungeon crawling. Maybe not as deep as Descent or some of the games that I enjoy, the D&D Adventure Series. Maybe not as deep, but easy to teach. I'm just rolling dice. No one's scared of dice. Everybody can roll.
Yeah, everyone gets dice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good choice. I like that we're both sort of going for games that non-gamers could play as well. So far, yes. Yeah. All right, my next one, Brain Burn. Gorgeous Brain Burn. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Calico.
Okay.
Which looks so cute.
So cute.
And it melts your brain. But I can't. I just love it. There's no words for how hard this is, despite looking so adorable. When you're actually playing it, even if your brain's switched on, even on a good day for me, I will miss something, and then a few turns later, I'll be like, I've put that in the wrong spot. It's that kind of thing. And then once you've done that, you're like,
Is it really tile laying?
It's a wee tile laying game. Have you not played it?
No.
So it's a wee tile laying game, and you're trying to sort of pattern match in a way, I suppose, where you're trying to group things together. So you might have green, or you might have pink on your rug. You're making a rug to draw cats to come and sit on the rug. But it's hard to explain, but it melts your brain. I've actually got a video on my channel, and it's just called Sounds of Calico. And it's my wife and I playing this, and the sounds that we made while we were playing it, which were mainly,
Oh, that's hilarious. I have to check that out.
It is a really good game. Like, even though it can be quite difficult, it's
Mhm.
just so much fun that you'll get it out again and play it regardless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calico. I'm going to watch the video first and then to
It's
see what sounds I'm
really
going to be
good.
making. I wonder if you're playing somewhere in public, what people are going to think.
Well, we weren't, but yeah, I'd
No,
still
no,
be
I
making
know.
those noises for sure.
Well, talked about Dungeons and Dragons. I talked about dungeon crawlers. So next up, Star Wars: Dark Side Rising. That's another game that, of course, had to be mentioned because if not, I wouldn't be sitting here. Star Wars: Dark Side Rising is similar to Thanos Rising, and there's another one, the Batman Labs Rising, or
Oh, I
some.
don't have that one, but yeah,
Don't
I
have
think I
that
know
one
the
either.
one.
So there's a few out there. Obviously, Annabelle had to pick the Star Wars one. So it's you're recruiting rebels to help you stop the building of the Death Star. It's dice rolling, kind of like a Jatsi. Like you get a couple of rerolls, and then at the end of your turn, you use the dice to recruit rebels or to inflict damage on the Imperials. And then you have Darth Vader looking at you the whole time and just moving around. And you can't touch him. You can't kill him. It's the best. It's like no one's going up against Darth Vader. Fun game. I would play it anytime. Anytime somebody asks me, do you want to play this game in particular? I'd be like, yes. I know I don't have time, but I'll sit and play it.
You know, I nearly put that on my list. I was tossing up between that one and Thanos, but I didn't. I went for something a little bit meatier because I didn't want to have just all like basic games.
Right.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
Yeah, totally agree. It's a great game, and so is the Thanos version.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah,
fun,
super similar.
easy, fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Good to take out multiple times and play.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I've got my big one.
Okay.
This one, Wingspan.
Oh no, man. Okay. Yeah.
Do you not like Wingspan?
I can't say that in public.
Let me show you what I don't like about my Wingspan. Can you see that?
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, I made the mistake of putting the box on the floor when I was playing it, the box lid, and my grandson was doing some disco moves and he stomped on it. But I've kept it because it reminds me of him doing that. So, but as the game goes, I really enjoy it. I haven't played it a lot because my wife despises it. She just does not get it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like the art. She doesn't like the gameplay. She doesn't like the engine building. She doesn't like anything about Wingspan. But I love it. I think it's beautiful, and I'm glad it came out because it's I feel like it sort of opened doorways for other games. I mean, a bird game, a game about birds,
right.
Feeding birds and having birds come to your biome was just so weird at the time. And now we've seen numerous sort of nature.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. It started a trend for sure. I respect Wingspan. It's not my type of game, but I have played it, and I can see why people love it. Yeah. I do think the art is beautiful and also very educational because all that stuff is like it's true. It's facts. So that part I have to respect it. I do have to respect it. It's just not my type of
game for you. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
All right, another one that we play a lot. Another one that I play a lot because again, it's easy to teach, fast to play, considerably fast to play is Unmatched. There's a bunch of them. I don't know which one you guys have seen or played or liked. I think I have 2 different sets. Again, really easy. You're getting your opponent down to 0 health. Moving around the board, when you move, you get to draw a card. If you ever run out of cards in your deck, you lose. If you ever go down to 0, you lose. There's a couple of ways of losing, but it's just the fun comes when you have different characters doing the same thing but in different ways, achieving the same goal, but they go about it in different ways. And some of them are range attackers, some of them are melee attackers. So depending on which character you pick at the beginning of the game, you're stuck with that character, and you're going to have that specific deck, which is completely different from any other deck from any of the other characters. So that really gives you, it's one of those games where it's okay to buy expansions for, because what you're doing is you're adding more ways of playing the same game, discovering new mechanics in each of the other decks. So Unmatched gets played a lot, kind of, like I said, fast, fun, and it only needs, I think you can play up to 4, but it plays really well with 2.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I haven't got any of them, but the one that I did think about buying was Buffy, just because I like Buffy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I need to get that one. Problem is, the issue I'm having with buying more of them, to be honest with you, is not, I mean, I would love more. It's the space, because the boxes are so great. The inserts are so amazing, like to store it, that I don't want to take it out of the box. But then I have to store the whole box for 2, 3, or 4 decks of cards. I've seen some people online that have made it so that they can keep them all together. But I don't want to spend money on buying any of that, and I don't want to make my own, because I'm terrible at making my own things. So I've stayed at 2.
Yeah, I did that with Smash Up. I owned every Smash Up that came out, which again is essentially similar thing, right? Where you're buying it just to sort of mix it up a little bit.
Yep.
But I ended up selling them because it was just shelves of boxes holding cards. Yeah. I mean, they did bring out the big box, but it was too late by then. I already had them all.
Right. They always do that. Like, now you have them all. Hold on. Here's a big box that has everything.
Yes. Yes. Super annoying.
Punish the people that buy your game first. Why don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. My next one's a weird one, but I've picked it because my wife really enjoys it, and therefore I get to play it a lot. Can you see this? Colors of Paris. How beautiful that is.
I have not heard of that one. Is it a painting game? I remember you mentioned.
Yeah, it's a painting game.
Card games.
It's up here. So you're sending out your little people and collecting colors and filling in paintings. You know how they always go. But the thing that I really enjoy about this one is all of the painters that came in the box were guys, of course. And I contacted the publisher, and I was like, hey, where the women at? And they sent me the women.
Oh.
So I was dead happy. Female painters from the same era. It's sad that they didn't put any of them in the actual game, but at least they made them as a little add-on.
Okay.
So that if you want to learn about female painters from that era, you can. Because I'd only heard of one of them. The other 3 I'd never heard of, and I was like, oh, it's so annoying. Because, of course, I'd heard of all the male painters. But, yeah, so that's why I like that one. My wife plays it. Super easy. You know, get your colours, fill in your painting, blah. And the fact that the publisher was kind enough to send them out to me, very cool. And I like a game where you learn something as well.
Right, definitely. Yeah, like Wingspan. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of Fresco. Just your description.
Oh, yeah, got that one as well. Yeah, similar sort of thing to Fresco. All those art games seem to sort of follow. I mean, how much can you do with art, right? You're going out, you're getting the paints, you're getting the right colours or materials, and you're finishing a painting.
It's fun. It's great. It's fun. That's what matters.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fresco is another worker placement where you're collecting the different color paints. You can mix them in. You have to wake up early if you want to get to the stalls first and be the first one to buy the paints, because then the stall starts closing, and yada yada yada. So it's fun.
Fresco's a good one. It's Queen Games. Queen Games.
And I don't own it anymore, so I'm gonna check out this one, see if I can buy it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
My friend owns Fresco. She loves it. Whenever I go to her place, we always, let's play Fresco. Okay, so my last one, this will be my 5th one. Yeah, my last one, it's a fairly new game, but we have seen a lot of play because, again, it's fairly easy to play and teach, and it's Marvel Splendor, which, Splendor is just an easy game that saw a lot of popularity for a long time. Yeah. And then it kind of died out, and now with Marvel Splendor, it kind of resurged again. But I guess not as much, because people got tired of playing Splendor. Everywhere I would go, it would be like Splendor everywhere. And I still believe that they do tournaments and stuff with Splendor. It's that kind of a game that kind of it's opens an opportunity to do those sort of gaming. So, and this one is Marvel. So like, and remember you telling me this, that you loved it because in Splendor you're just flipping cards and it's like, whatever. But when you're flipping, it's like, oh, there's that makes it really cool. And they add a little bit of a little different touch to it by having to collect the different stones.
Infinity stones,
So it
that's cool. A good one. Good choice for sure. Yeah.
Do you have any more?
I don't, but if I did, Splendor I'd put on my list. I don't really play it that much now, but back when I started, my goodness, that game hit the table a lot. Like you said, everybody talked about it, didn't they? Everyone was like, have you got Splendor in your collection?
Yeah.
Need it in your collection.
Yeah, you got in that train then. I was in that train too. I got rid of the original Splendor, and now I'm happy with the Marvel one. So because it is a good game. It's a solid game.
And it's pretty much the same. I mean,
I don't miss it.
Like you said, it's more fun when you see like a hero from a comic that you haven't seen for a long time. I mean, there's some random ones in there as well, and you're like, oh my god, it's Domino or whatever it might be. Yeah,
there's some really cool ones. And just saying, okay, I'm going to recruit Mr. Hawk, I don't remember, Hawkeye to my tableau. It's kind of, you feel like, ooh, here comes, I'll take Thor now, if you please. That's amazing. So those are our list. Now we want to know what games you guys play the most. And here's an interesting question for you. So if you have a game that you play a lot and you want to tell us about it, leave a comment below. But I saw this on Twitter the other day. Somebody was asking, for you to consider a game to be played a lot, how many plays is that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. A lot of people were saying 10 times, 20 times, and I'm like, wow, they really play a game 20 times?
20 times? Wow, I wish I had that time to play a game 20 times.
20 times? Yeah. I would say for me, it's probably, I will consider playing it a lot if I play it 5 times a month.
Wow, that's a lot. I'd consider it a lot if I'd played it probably a half dozen times overall. Pandemic's the only game I've probably played Pandemic 50 plus times, which is, I know that's insane for a game, but it used to be my go-to, do you want to play a game? Yes, Pandemic. And then we would play, 3 games in a row or 4 games in a row.
Wow, really? Wow. I don't know that I can play Pandemic twice in a row, but sure. And you also play
Pandemic, you need to play it the second time at least.
If you lose, okay, But then sometimes I'm so frustrated when I don't like losing games. Like the other day we were playing, what game was I playing that was so hard and I was so frustrated? I think it was Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle-earth. I was going through the campaign and just monsters kept on popping and you would kill one and another one. And I'm like, I'm so tired of this. Let me just lose and get rid of the game in front of me. Like, I just want to put it away. So I don't.
Yeah, that ain't good.
I don't mind that games are hard, but just not like extremely like not to that degree. It's just it stops being fun, and that's my problem with Pandemic. It's hard. You lose.
Well, you can tweak the difficulty in it, but it can be hard. See, I enjoy that. If I lose Pandemic, say it's on the last card and you lose, you're like, oh, so close, we need to play it again.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if you win, you wouldn't play it again because you won, so you feel that, yay, we did it.
It's good when you win Pandemic because it is hard.
It is hard, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay, so with that, we're going to go to game time. So today we're going to play Who Is This Meeple? And I have the name of a character from a game. It doesn't really have to be a meeple, but the game is called Who Is This Meeple? And I'm hoping I'm going to say this name right, but I might need some help from Angela. The name of the character is Zlata. Zlata. Am I saying that right?
Zlata? Well, you've got me. I don't know who that is.
I know it's a hard one, and it's just the first name. I don't have a last name. Zlata is a music student. I'll give you that hint, which doesn't help at all.
Music student.
She is a music student
She.
from a game. So your job is to guess what game Zlata is from. And if you know, or if you want to guess, leave us a comment below. If you don't get it right, we'll laugh together.
I feel like if you know, you know. That's such a strange mix of things. The name and a music student.
Music student. Yeah, I think if you know, with those two clues, if you know, you will know. And if you don't know, you'll have to wait until we meet again, and I give you all the answer.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
I might have to ask you after this, after we finish filming, Annabelle.
I'm not going to tell her. I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to make her wait. And the thing is, I know she knows this game. So,
really?
mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But no more clues. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been fun, as always. It's always fun to talk to Angela and to share with you guys.
Yeah.
I will see you guys next time.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Bye. May you play more games.
Zlata. You've got me on that one.